Hi, everyone. Welcome to NJ Sports Media on the Sidelines. Second weekend of October, and the games are getting big here in the Garden State. And none bigger than the game that's coming up this weekend between Paramus Catholic and Don Bosco Prep. I'm Lou Brogno here at Granite Stadium, the home of the Ironmen of Don Bosco Prep. And, of course, we'll preview the huge game between the Paladins and the Ironmen coming up very shortly. But first of all, a couple of huge games played last week as well, including the game at Montclair. The first night game at historic Woodman Field in Montclair, the Mounties hosting the Maroon Raiders of Nutley. An electric atmosphere and a tremendous football game. Let's take a look at some of the action between these two rivals in the Super Essex Conference. As we said, first night game at historic Woodman Field, and it was Montclair who broke on top first. Boston College-bound Elijah Robinson launches a 76-yard touchdown pass to the freshman phenom Daniel Webb. Touchdown for Montclair. They led it by the score of 7-0. Then Shaquan Oliver, who had a huge game, capped off a nice drive early in the second quarter with this 2-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion was added. It was a 15-0 Montclair lead. Still in the second, Nutley answers. Maroon Raiders with their best drive of the game, an 18-play, 80-yard touchdown drive. Quarterback Rob Molillo caps it off with a 1-yard touchdown plunge. He draws Nutley to within a touchdown. It's 15-7. Then later in the second, Molillo finds Craig Merkel down the right sideline. This looked like just a 20-yard out pattern, but Merkel turns it in to a sparkler, breaking tackles, outrunning the secondary. He goes 86 yards for the touchdown. His sixth score of the season. It's 15-13 at the half, and we very much have a tremendous football game brewing. But in the second half, the Mounties busted open. It starts with a 56-yard drive by Montclair, and this 12-yard Shaquan Oliver touchdown run to make it 22-13. Quite a game for Oliver, 175 yards rushing in the game. Then Oliver, a 7-yard touchdown run. He had a huge second half. Montclair goes up 29-13. Less than a minute to go in the third, and there he is again. Oliver with a 6-yard touchdown run, his fourth touchdown of the game. Montclair leads 35-13. In the fourth, Montclair puts the hammer down. Tyler Riley turns in a sparkling 34-yard touchdown run, zigzagging his way into the end zone. Montclair wins it easy. A huge second half for the Mounties. They explode to a 42-20 victory. Both teams now 3-1. Nutley loses their first game of the season. Also last week, a big game between Paramus Catholic and Bergen Catholic. The Crusaders coming off that huge win against St. Edwards of Ohio just the week before. And Paramus Catholic, of course, has been cruising. The story for the Paladins all season long has been defense. And that was the story last week against Bergen Catholic as well. Defense, smothering defense, and pulverizing defense. That's the way it worked for the Paladins. They had a school record 15 sacks in the contest, 10 in the first half. The number one rated defensive end in the nation, Rashawn Gary, what a game. 6 sacks plus a blocked punt. Kawani Figueroa had 3 sacks, and Samad Smith 2 interceptions as well. You get the picture. It was a smothering, blistering defense by Paramus Catholic, which propelled them to victory. Let's take a look at some of the action between the Paladins and the Crusaders. What a win for Paramus Catholic. As we said, just a huge game for Rashawn Gary. 15 sacks for the team. Deshaun Simpkins, the 43-yard fumble touchdown return. Willie Hansen at the quarterback slot has been getting better and better each week. Last week, over 200 yards of total offense. And Jarek Guarantano in a losing effort for Bergen Catholic, 11 of 26, 107 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Paramus Catholic is now 5-0 on the year. They will take on the number 1 team in the nation, Don Bosco Prep. The game will be played at Paramus Catholic on Saturday afternoon. And we had an opportunity to catch up with Bosco's veteran head coach, Greg Toll. We talked to him about the huge matchup upcoming. Here at Bosco with Coach Toll. Coach, team off to an outstanding start here in 2014. Some huge wins so far this season. What's been the key to the team's success so far?
Well, I thought we've had good leadership out of our quarterback. I thought he's done a nice job. I think up front we've played well. Offensively, defensively, we've played well. I think that's really been a key. Special teams have been real good. So we've done the little things well, and hopefully we can continue to do the little things. So, I think the key is doing the little things up front, and offensive, defensive. That's important, and hey, you got to whip them up front. You don't whip them up front, you're gonna be in for a long day. So,
you've opened up against some tough teams on the road early in this season. How are those games? How have they prepared your team? And now you're getting ready to take on some of your Jersey rivals down the road. How are those games? How do they help prepare your team?
Yeah, there's no doubt. We've been in some tough matches there, and when you now we're back home in New Jersey. That Big 5 conference that we're in there, there's 5 good football teams. It's probably the best conference in the nation. And, so you're going to be challenged every week. And, hey, we're looking forward to the challenges. We're going to play a good football team on Saturday. That's for sure.
Great. Paramus Catholic, obviously, off to an excellent start themselves. What kind of challenges do they present for your football team on Saturday?
Yeah, they got a ton of speed. They can, they can run with anybody. I mean, they got great speed, and they create some problems. There's no question. Hopefully we can contain them and have some success.
You had to pick out just a couple of keys. What does your team have to do to be successful?
Well, I think obviously do a great job on special teams, do a great job on defense. They're playing some solid defense, and get an offense that's going to be consistent, that's going to be able to move the ball, and be able to run the football. I think that's going to be key. So we can do those things. I think we'll be fine. But hey, we got to do them.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck Saturday. All right. Well, you heard Coach Toll talk about Paramus Catholic's quickness, and that will be quite a key in this game, as Don Bosco's defense tries to hold down that quick Paramus Catholic offense. You figure this is going to be a game dictated by 2 terrific defensive units. Paramus Catholic undefeated, Don Bosco Prep undefeated. And we'll have highlights of the game next week right here on NJ Sports Media on the Sidelines. Another big game coming up this weekend as well. Bergen Catholic trying to get back up off the mat as they take on undefeated DePaul. Another huge game in the Big North Conference United Division. And a big game, really, for both teams. DePaul trying to keep their undefeated record together as they head into a brutal part of their schedule, going up against Bergen Catholic, St. Joe's, Paramus Catholic, and, of course, Don Bosco Prep. What a way to finish off the season. And Bergen Catholic, as we said, trying to get back up off the deck, if you will, trying to improve to 4-2 on the year. You'll see some tremendous play on both sides of the ball, and we'll have highlights of that game next week as well, right here on NJ Sports Media on the Sidelines. So a big weekend of high school football coming up. NJ Sports Media on the Sidelines from Granitel Stadium here at Don Bosco. I'm Lou Brogno. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.